A casual autumn day in the year 2008. In a glimpse of an eye, I see kids running up and down the rusty metal slide, both hands dirty and wet from the puddle that has been there for almost a day now. I can hear the seesaw cracking and squeaking, hitting the asphalt surface beneath it, where sand was supposed to be covering the area. I can smell something delicious from the apartment right next to this playground. Is it stew? It gotta be some kind of soup. I can feel my feet pedaling the bike barefooted, the one that was given from my brother to me, a yellow bicycle with a blue basket in front of it. The basket, half broken, and isn't really doing its function. Actually, I don't know if I'm really sensing these things. Well, I'm pretty sure it is me. So yeah, I am feeling these things. Or am I tripping? Wait, who is that kid on the other side of the road? I know the face. Is it? It is me. Every detail, every feeling of this dream is real. The moment itself didn't really have its uniqueness to be tattooed into my memories, but I managed to dream about this particular, but less peculiar, day again and again. I remember myself taking out my bike to stroll through the forest of apartments, one after another, through the bumpy blocks, feeling the cool breeze hastening into my lungs. If someone asks what my childhood looked like, this moment, this image, will be what I would write down. Not my first time getting on a plane, not my first tooth that I lost, not the first dog I got to hold in my arms, but this, nothing else. The human brain is a master of disguise. I'm pretty much sure that not all my younger days were bright and peaceful. School used to be a pain in the ass. I had difficulties making friends. I used to stress myself out too much about homework and grades. I argued with my mom every morning with the t-shirt that I had to wear to go to school. Every day felt like a challenge, day after day. It just never seemed to end. It was certainly chaotic, and yet I only have good memories left about this early chapter of my life. Is it just me, or is it a general phenomenon that the brain brainwashes your past by putting on a colorful filter on top of your dull, tasteless days?
Strange, but it feels so right, so right, so right.
Being a young kid, I wasn't really the average kind of child that used to live in your neighborhood. I don't remember hanging out a lot with my friends, but mostly with my parents and my brother, thus also spending a lot of time alone. I would go out looking for things to do, passing through the playground straight by, and building myself a base in the bamboo woods where nobody could possibly find me. I thought it was quite dumb of the others that they weren't preparing for any upcoming apocalypses, whereas I built my own base and weapons out of bamboo sticks and cloth. I hid all my belongings behind an old hut right next to the maintenance room of my apartment, where human trace was nowhere to be found since years. I had my own safe place where I could gaze up at the sky and trees for hours, dreaming of how my life will be in a few years. Just make it through school, I thought, and I'll be able to make my dreams come true. The world always seemed to have so much more to offer, and I knew that I was being a frog in a well, just hopping against the bricks of the well to break free. I wanted to see the bigger world, eventually hoping there will be something outside that would bring me to true happiness. Partially, I fulfilled my destiny. I left everything behind at the age of 17 and equipped myself a new book cover, the one in high-end leather, where I could finally write down my own story of life I have been fantasizing for an era. Were the expectations too high, or is it just not yet? Sometimes I squint my eyes to see if life prepared an unexpected birthday present for me that I've been singing songs of. Well, I'm not sure yet, somehow not convinced. If I could travel back in time, I would ask the younger me if the life I am living now is what he saw in his visions. And then he would ask me, full of curiosity and excitement, did we make it? Being totally honest with you, I wouldn't regret pressing that abort button without giving him an answer, because I just don't know if I can give him the answer he wills to hear. Now, the same question again. Did I make it? The biggest challenge of life is not to satisfy the expectations of the others, family, friends, or your colleagues, but to live up to yourself. That small kid who made a pact with himself, hoping for a bigger meaning, and then us, standing in front of the mirror, who became half the person the kid wanted to be, full of excuses and compromises in life, just to avoid the temporary pain. A diver who couldn't hold his breath for another minute. Looking in the mirror, there is this exact same kid in the reflection of my pupil, staring back right into my soul, holding his tears back that could drop any second. The truth is, these wonderful memories, a sweet lullaby that eased us to go to sleep, are in fact just memories. People tend to crave for things that they can't have. Life is such an irony. Dalai Lama once said, "Man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present, the result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies, having never really lived." I feed myself the past a lot, just to feel that split second of happiness from my memories, just like the little match girl lighting up one match after another. What I do not remember is me, who endured the past days, just with the thoughts of a better future. Now I see the bigger picture. The moment you start comparing your present life with anything else, that is the exact moment where the misery starts. Time passes by equally, no matter the day, month, year, or century. The past is written down history, but today is a present, a gift that cannot be repeated again. The more we strive to relive the past, to bring back the joy and happiness we once had being a younger version of ourselves, the more time we lose that can't be rewinded to be lived. I like to see life as a blank piece of paper. Everyone is born with a clean slate, untouched, untainted, the purest white we can ever imagine. And every single day, we write and draw on this paper as we start filling in the blanks. Sometimes we spill the paint bucket, ruining a wide area on this paper, which cannot be undone. The point is, no matter how hard we try to get rid of the stains, the paper will never, ever be in the state it was. I'm afraid to say that this one particular day, this one particular feeling that raced through our veins, nothing in life will feel the same as it did. Though the paper never comes in a small size, it can hardly be fully painted even for the fastest painters. So why bother erasing the paint stains when we have so much more space to sketch again? Life shouldn't be about trying to relive this one day which gave us warmth and comfortness on a snowy day. The truth is that everything we had in life is just the tip of an iceberg. Isn't it ridiculous that we search for a chunk of coal in a pile of diamonds? No soul wants to accept that one's life doesn't have a reason. The funny fact is that we don't even know what the reason of life is. So the mind starts to give meanings to our memories, so that it feels so special and unique. The memories we relocated somewhere in our brain is probably not the exact file that we saved. It is a copy of this file, altered for our own favors. I don't think it is necessarily a bad thing. A guy I knew at the gym once said that he trains every single day to be the guy he was yesterday with a pump cover. Prior to the workout, we will never be the guy, our post-workout self. And I think we can use this as a motivational factor. The innocent, pure joy and happiness we used to feel, or at least what the brain wants us to believe that we used to feel, is probably not approachable. Still, It doesn't mean that we are stepping down the hill, accepting faith to be a scary drop. Take the beautiful memories, but just the memories. At least, that way, you will know how happiness feels like. Sometimes, it feels like the sun would never rise again, but it's always darkest before the dawn. Who knows? Life is a series of mystery gifts and events. Maybe it is time for us to put away our desire to relive the past and wake up with the excitement of a new branch of our timeline, the thrill of unpredictability, and just enjoy the ride.